And we're back inside the Robert J. Collins Arena for game number 2 here of Brookdale basketball here on BTV. Tim Califamo alongside Brian Gownswood. Probably one of the more hotly contested games all season as the Brookdale Drizzly Blues men's basketball team, the #1 team in the country, welcome the Cumberland County Dukes into the arena. Cumberland has won 9 of the last 10 games. They're on a hot streak, and of course Brookdale is undefeated this year. So this should be a very interesting game, Brian, for both of these two teams. Important game. Brookdale wants to stay undefeated, but Cumberland wants to keep this hot streak alive.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I mean, very few times Brookdale has been challenged by the opposition in games this season, but this is a game that can give them that challenge because Cumberland, as you said, they've won 9 of their last 10. Overall, though, in the standings, they rank second to Brookdale, so they're determined to hand these Jersey Blues their first loss of the season. The question is, though, can anyone stop this Brookdale team? They've just played so close to flawless basketball this season. Been incredible to watch.
You saw the starting lineup there for Cumberland. Number 0, Donovan Spencer, Haashim Wallace, Luciano Lebrano, Tyler Lunsford, and Luis Reyes. And on the other side for Brookdale, Kyle Bradshaw, Jameek Moore, Tariq Holmes, Kenny LaRocca, and Matt Ringel. Interesting to note, Grant Good will not be in the lineup this evening as he has now missed his second game. He'll be back against Philadelphia on Tuesday for Brookdale. Our officials this afternoon, Darren Bradley, Stacy Scott, and Fred Leo. It'll be Matt Ringel squaring off at midcourt with Luis Reyes. Brookdale in their home white uniforms, Cumberland in their away yellow, and we are underway here in the Collins Arena. Controlling it now, here's Lunsford. Swing it over to Spencer now in the left arc. Now here's Lebrano, a long 3 to begin the game, doesn't go. Rebound is tipped around and controlled by Ringel. So now Brookdale with their first offensive possession in this first half. Jameek Moore inside, floater with the left hand, off the rim and in, and the foul. So what a way to start this game. Jameek Moore now will go to the line and try to complete the 3-point play.
Yeah, and there's many things that are remarkable about this season that Brookdale has had, but more specifically Jameek Moore has had. I think the number one thing with him, though, is just how well he has shot the basketball. I mean, field goal percentages just off the charts this season.
Moore completes the 3-point play, and Brookdale has an early 3-0 lead. Spencer now in the right arc. Into the corner now for Wallace. Wallace almost threw it away. It was saved out of bounds by Reyes. Shot clock is now down to 13 for Cumberland. Wallace with the ball. Drives inside. Goes into Ringel, and a blocking foul called on Matt Ringel. So the first on Ringel. And the first on Brookdale as a team. And I believe this is going to be a shooting foul, so this will be the first foul shot of the game for Cumberland with Haashim Wallace at the foul line. First shot for Wallace is on his way, and it's front rim no good. So Wallace, the sophomore guard from Vinland, New Jersey, makes 1 of the 2 from the line. 3-1 now, Brookdale leads. Ringel had a ball almost taken away. Now here's Bradshaw from the corner, and the 3 is good.
A nice recognition by Ringel there. He was on the outside, found the open teammate, Bradshaw, from behind the line, who knocks down the long one.
Lunsford now hands off to Wallace. Now this is Spencer. Cumberland now with 15 to shoot. Inside, Wallace again. Nowhere to go. Back out for Lunsford for 3. Got it. Cumberland now within 2.
Lunsford was left pretty wide open there. No one within a couple of feet of him, and he makes Brookdale pay by drilling the 3.
LaRocca in the corner over to Holmes. Almost lost it. Got it back. Now here's LaRocca. Right arc 3 on the way is good.
And those are the kind of shots that are the reason why Kenny LaRocca has gotten more minutes as the season has gone on and found himself in the starting lineup.
Wallace now will hand back off to Spencer. Worked on the man-to-man defense here. Lebrano. Drive inside on Moore. Cumberland, though, able to get the offensive rebound, and the shot clock resets. And now a whistle here. And I think there was a problem with the shot clock. Shot clock was a little bit delayed in resetting, so they might shave a couple of seconds off the shot clock here. We'll see what they will reset it to. It's still Cumberland ball. Just the question is where they're going to inbound the basketball and how much time is going to be on the shot clock. Shot clock says 10 seconds. I don't believe that is correct unless the ball never hit the rim. I thought it did. Now they're going to set it to 8 seconds, so the ball must never have hit the rim on the last shot for Cumberland. So now Lunsford, sorry, Brian.
Now they're going to have to move quickly with, as you said, the shot clock, the factor down to 8.
Lunsford inbounds to Lebrano. And now inside here's Reyes, and Reyes able to get the tough shot to go in the paint. Cumberland is within 3.
I think Reyes was trying to throw down an emphatic slam, but had to settle for the layup.
LaRocca now over to Ringel. The jumper on the way is good. Brookdale now leads 11-6.
Just a nice soft touch there. Ringel is very effective from right around 10 to 15 feet away. Can make that jumper at a high percentage.
Lunsford guarded by Holmes. Over to Reyes. Now here's Reyes giving it back off to Spencer. Shot clock once again winding down here for the Dukes. There's Lebrano for the long 3, and the right arc doesn't go, and a rebound controlled by Ringel. Brookdale running up the floor. Spinning his way inside is Holmes, and the left-hand layup is good for Tariq Holmes.
And the setup by Bradshaw was a nice one, and then the nice spin by Holmes there. That was a tough finish that he made look pretty easy. Good start for Brookdale.
Certainly a nice start. They lead by 7. Cumberland looking for some answers here. Lebrano had his shot taken away. Now here comes Holmes again to the hole. Lays it up off the glass. No good. Rebound knocked around and controlled by Holmes. Not sure what that was. A wild shot there by Holmes. And now here comes Cumberland up the floor with some numbers. Lunsford in the left arc. Cross-court pass to Lebrano. Spencer open for a 3. Front rim no good. Rebound Holmes. Now here's Jameek Moore. Swinging it over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw in the lane. The layup is good. And a timeout quickly called by Coach Wareham for Cumberland. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. But what a shot by Kyle Bradshaw. Look at this drive inside and the nice finish there with the scoop layup.
A great move there right around Wallace. I mean, Brookdale offensively, you have to love the way they have come out. I mean, both teams have come out with great energy. That's to be expected when you get a marquee matchup like this. But Brookdale's playing their game, getting out in transition. They're making their shots, playing good team basketball. And Paul Cisek has a right to feel really good about how this game has started the first 4 minutes.
Coach Cisek told me pre-game they just have to come out and start well, which is really the key.
That's what they've done.
So Brookdale will come out of that timeout with Holmes, LaRocca, Bradshaw, Ringel, and Moore on the floor. Same starting 5 also for Cumberland out of that timeout. Kevin Clark actually did check into the game, so it's actually not the starting 5, my apologies. Clark is on the floor along with his teammate Hawkins. We'll get to him in just a second. Now here's Clark handing off to Wallace. Shot clock starting to wind down. Along the baseline is Hawkins. Hawkins not able to get the shot to go, and the rebound ripped out of the hands of Hawkins by Bradshaw. Moore. Now to Bradshaw. Right arc 3. Back rim no good. Rebound tipped up no good. Ringel again. Puts it up and is fouled.
And you have to love the hard work and toughness that Matt Ringel plays with down near the basket, just outworking all of the Cumberland players down near the basket, getting the offensive rebound, and now getting a chance at the line.
Ringel not able to get the first attempt to go from the line. He'll get another. The 6'6" sophomore from Marlboro, New Jersey. Second one on the way is good. So one of the 2 from the line for Ringel. And for Brookdale, it's a great start. 16-6 now they lead. Cumberland, though, is a team that can score and score quickly, so this game is far from over. Inside, what's it going to be? Is it going to be a blocking foul, or it's going to be on the floor? It'll be on Brookdale. And they're going to get Tariq Holmes instead with the foul, not Matt Ringel. So now there's a disagreement as to what the call is on the floor. The official was pointing on the floor as if the call was on the floor, not a shooting foul.
I think it should have been in the act of shooting.
I agree with you, Brian, but that's not what the official originally gestured. So now Tyler Lunsford at the line for 2.
It was a late call to begin with.
Okay, all right. So they're going to count the basket there for Lunsford. So it's a 3-point play. That's what the official was signaling. I didn't realize the basket had been counted there. Along the baseline, Bradshaw puts it in for 2. Yeah, so the basket counted there for Lunsford. The officials scored the basket, and he completed the 3-point play from the line. Now 18-9 now. Brookdale leads. Wallace at the foul line. Back out to Kevin Clark. Clark, wide open, long 2. Back iron, no good. Rebound, LaRocca. And Brookdale once again running their way up the floor quickly. With Jameek Moore taking the 3 straight on. Doesn't fall. Rebound, Clark. And now here's Spencer. Guarded by LaRocca. The jumper is good for Spencer. 18-11. Fast-paced game early on. Almost a backcourt violation there on Brookdale. Holmes over to Moore. Now here's LaRocca in the corner for 3. That doesn't fall. Now a rebound over the back on Cumberland, as Matt Ringel had 3 different players on him. Foul is on S.J. Hawkins.
That's a much easier way to put it than trying to pronounce that first name.
It has a very interesting first name, but his teammates just call him S.J. as Ringel inside muscles his way up for 2. He'll get another attempt from the line now. With the N1, another foul on Hawkins. So now Hawkins, within 10 seconds, has picked up 2 quick personal fouls. And S.J. now will go to the bench, and coming back in for him is Luis Reyes, who will take his spot on the bench. And Ringel once again at the foul line. 3-point play on the way. No good. Rebound Reyes. Wallace ran right into his own man trying to put a screen, and now here comes Brookdale up the floor with Bradshaw, who couldn't handle the pass from Holmes. Bradshaw was able to come up with it and then knocked it out of bounds. It was deflected by Lunsford. So it'll be Brookdale ball with 24 to shoot. Holmes will inbound. Over to Moore. Left wing 3. Got it for Jameek Moore.
And that's just a money shot out of the inbounds. Finding Moore, even though there was a hand in his face, would not be denied for 3.
Wallace. Hands off to Clark. Clark at the foul line. Now back out Spencer. Brookdale has remained in a man-to-man defense thus far. Haven't changed it up too much. Going over Jameek Moore is Wallace, and an offensive foul on Haashim Wallace. Coach Wareham cannot believe it on the sidelines. Not happy with the call by the officials. For Wallace, it's his 2nd foul. Wareham still arguing the call. Coach Cisek there. As Kenny LaRocca checked out of the game, in for him is Zach Olakani. So already some early chippiness early on. High-tempo game. Brookdale up by 11 at this point. Moore, another 3 on the way. This way off the mark. And the rebound, Lunsford. Now here's Christopher Bobo, a new player in the game, handing off to Spencer. Lunsford. The scoop layup is good as he was able to get around Holmes.
And that was a great move that time as he just wrapped himself right around Holmes and got to the basket.
Holmes now back out to Moore. Olakani. Bounce pass to Bradshaw. Bradshaw lays it in. 25-13. Lunsford, left arc 3, fouled while shooting the 3 by Matt Ringel.
You know, that's been something of an Achilles heel for Brookdale the last few games or so that we've seen is they play very aggressive on the defensive end, and sometimes that turns into fouls on jump shooters, and especially from 3-point range. Those are the type of plays you really want to avoid.
And now that is the 2nd foul on Matt Ringel, so 2 personals for him, the 3rd on Brookdale. as Tyler Lunsford, the freshman from Vinland, New Jersey, it's the first attempt from the line. He's got 2 more coming. Second one on the way is good as it rolls off the rim and in. Lunsford had 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals in the last win that Cumberland had Thursday night against Middlesex, when they won 72-64. Lunsford able to hit all 3 from the foul line, so now 25-16. And Bradshaw can't handle the pass from Holmes. It's scooped up there by LaRocca. Now here comes Moore inside, and Moore is fouled hard to the floor. Might be Wallace with the foul. It's actually going to be Luis Reyes actually with the foul. So Jameek Moore, it's the first attempt from the line.
And he had yet another strong game. Brookdale's last time out against Middlesex, he put up 30 points. It seems like 30 points, it's just an easy 30 for him. I mean, he's just been clicking offensively all year.
Moore hits them both from the foul line. 27-16. Lunsford inbound, or actually, rather, that was Bobo inbounding to Lunsford. Now here's Kevin Clark in the right arc right in front of the Brookdale bench. Reyes down low. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound Bradshaw. And now here comes Brookdale with some numbers. Olakani finds Bradshaw, who was cutting inside. It was deflected. It'll stay here with 21 to shoot. So now Holmes will inbound underneath his own basket. LaRocca, right arc 3, got it.
And that's the second time Brookdale has executed coming out of an out-of-bounds play and making a corner 3. Previously, it was Jameek Moore. That time, the opposite corner, they find LaRocca for the triple.
30-16. Brookdale now with their largest lead of the game of 14. Stays here with Cumberland as dribbling it out of bounds there, I believe, was Spencer. Brian Townsel will also come into the game now for Cumberland. Coming out is Christopher Bobo. Clark, guarded by Moore. Now back over to Spencer. Reyes got position on Bradshaw, missed the layup. Rebound is fought for and controlled by Moore. Up ahead to LaRocca. LaRocca had it stripped away. Clark got the rebound. Actually, they got the ball away from LaRocca, I should say, not the rebound, but then he was fouled by LaRocca. It'll be his first personal. And coming out of the game will be LaRocca. Coming in will be Frez Cabrera. The entire Cabrera family is here today. Ran into them as they were watching some of the pregame as I was coming up here to the skybox. So Cabrera now on the floor as LaRocca will take a seat on the bench with 1 personal foul. Clark hands off to Townsel. Shot clock starting to wind down here for Cumberland. Long 3 from the corner there by Townsel doesn't go. And the weak side rebound, Moore. Cumberland's been on the scoreless drought the last couple of minutes. Bradshaw here in the other end, not able to get the layup to go. It went in and out. And now here comes Lunsford for the Dukes. Clark wide open for a 3. Front rim no good, got his own rebound. Back over to Reyes. Cumberland tries to reset momentarily. Lunsford, the nice shot inside, and a timeout taken by Coach Cisek. Watch this shot here by Lunsford, the drive inside. Very impressive. 30-second timeout here on the floor for Brookdale, so we'll keep it here on BTV. 10:38 remaining here in the first half. And Brian, pretty good start for Brookdale to get this game off on a hot streak. Shooting the lights out. They've gone cold last few minutes, but so has Cumberland. Trying to get back into the game here. Down by 12, but nice start for Brookdale. This is probably one of the more competitive teams that they have faced all year, and it's towards the end of the season, so this is their time to shine.
No doubt. And I mean, anytime you're looking to keep up an undefeated run, you know, any game, even if it's not against the marquee teams in the conference, it has big importance. But when you carry an undefeated record too, you become the target for other teams too. even a team not like Cumberland, they really want to come in and win to knock off your undefeated run. So, that has to ratchet up the pressure, the intensity level every time Brookdale takes the floor.
Brookdale out of that timeout with the same 5 on the floor as they had before. Moore saves it out of bounds to Bradshaw. Shot clock down to 14. Cumberland switched up their defense. Now they're in a very spread out, what appears to be zone. Cabrera finds Bradshaw inside, and Bradshaw shuffled his feet along the low post. So a turnover there for Brookdale. Jordan Hernandez comes into the game for whom? He comes in for Kyle Bradshaw, as Brookdale had momentarily 6 players on the floor.
That would have been too many men.
It would have been a technical foul automatically, which would not be good. So now here's Lunsford for Cumberland. Brookdale continues to remain in the man-to-man defense, as they have for the majority of this first half.
Ooh,
Clark traveled. Late whistle there for the officials. Yeah, you and I, Brian, saw the same thing happen at the same exact time.
We would have blown the whistle just a half a second before the official.
Yeah. Moore guarded very tightly by Clark. Gives up the ball to Hernandez. Now Hernandez over to Holmes. Back to Moore, hand in his face, 3 on the way. Doesn't matter, it's good.
You're right, it doesn't matter. I mean, Kevin Clark right there plays about as good as defense as you possibly can. He's right up in Moore's face. He has his arm up contesting the shot, and it's just better offense from Jameek Moore.
Here is Townsel along the baseline with a wild shot, able to draw contact. He now goes to the line for 2. Coach Cisek arguing the call on the sidelines, but it'll be Brian Townsel, the freshman from Galloway, New Jersey, at the foul line for 2 shots. Foul is on Frez Cabrera, his first personal, as Townsel able to complete the first attempt from the line. Kenny LaRocca was going to check in, but now he takes a seat back on the bench, so I'm not sure, maybe Coach Cisek wanted to hold him. Townsel able to complete both from the line. 33-19. Duke's hanging around. Olakani not able to get the tough shot to go inside, and now Reyes, the rebound. Reyes lost it. Olakani scoops it up. Bounce pass to Cabrera, who lays it in with the right hand. Olakani there. Nice feed to Cabrera, who was able to finish. 35-20 now. Brookdale leads by 15. Lebrano. Reyes now. Not able to hit the short jumper. Cabrera, bounce pass up to Hernandez, and Cumberland just not getting back on defense like they need to be. It's now their largest lead of the game for Brookdale is 17.
And how about the pass by Cabrera? That was difficult because there was a lot of traffic there, but he put it at the perfect spot.
Lunsford not able to get his straight on 3 to go. Now he puts it up again from the right wing, and this time it's good. Coach Cisek extremely upset on the sidelines that nobody came out to guard Lunsford. And a timeout is called by the Dukes of Cumberland. We'll take a break here on BTV. 8:19 remaining here in the first. Brookdale leads 37-23. Back here in the Robert J. Collins Arena, 8:19 remaining here in the first half as you look at some of the highlights from the women's game earlier today. Brianna Bowen and Brookdale dominating that performance, easily taking down Cumberland. That was our first game of the day. But in this matchup, Brookdale leads 37-23, 8:19 remaining here in the first half. As I said, Tim Catalfamo alongside Brian Gaudzer with the rest of our BTV crew here on a special Hall of Fame ceremony game following the Hall of Fame induction ceremony for the 2018 class. As we have a foul here on Brookdale, Jameek Moore, I think, was holding Townsel there, who was able to get the rebound on Cumberland. And it's the first on Moore, but nonetheless, special afternoon. Many Hall of Fame inductees being honored at halftime, most notably someone that we know very well, Jim Hunter, very famous broadcaster for the Baltimore Orioles, started here at Brookdale. He's been in the business now for several years, one of many that were honored at halftime. Cumberland now finds themselves down by 14. Lunsford, who just hit the three out of that timeout at the foul line. Shot clock winding down, and he threw it away. He was looking for Christopher Bobo underneath the basket. Cumberland arguing that it was last touched by Brookdale, but nonetheless it's a turnover, and Brookdale gets the ball back.
Yeah, I don't think they had a case there. That looked like that ball was just thrown away there, so now Jersey Blues will look to add to this lead.
37-23, once again, Brookdale leads. Hernandez finds Bradshaw. Bradshaw, tough shot, gets it to go. Lunsford, now we'll hand off to Bobo. Bobo, trying to get it over to Spencer. Was taken away momentarily by Cabrera, but Lunsford able to take it back. Here's Townsel. Nice bounce pass over to Bobo, and he's able to get the nice shot underneath the basket. 39-25.
Yeah, and Bobo, a player that I remember last year with this team, who has a good all-around offensive game. That time he was able to finish in traffic for the Dukes.
And Hernandez was blocked along the sidelines as he just threw the ball out into the third row of the bleachers behind the Cumberland bench. And it'll be a 1-and-1 foul shot now for Hernandez, as this is the 7th team foul on Cumberland. It's on Kevin Clark, his first personal. And Jordan Hernandez now, the 6'2 sophomore all the way from Passaic, New Jersey, at the foul line for two shots, actually for 1-and-1, and he missed the first one, so rebound Lunsford. Haashim Wallace will get ready to check in for Cumberland at the next buzzer. Now here's Townsel, heading off to Lunsford. Lunsford with the drive. There's contact, had his shot blocked away, out of bounds, going back to Cumberland with 12 on the shot clock. And in comes Wallace. He checks in for Kevin Clark for Cumberland. As now Lunsford will inbound again with 12 for Cumberland. Threw it away. It was taken away by Cabrera. Olakani all alone. Throws it down with two hands.
Yeah, and you just can't make those kind of mistakes there. Give the ball away and not get back in transition, because that's what's going to happen. That's when the Jersey Blues are at their best and finish with the best of them.
Bobo, tough shot. Actually, it was a pass to Spencer. Saved it out of bounds. Now back to Spencer. Left-hand hook shot is no good in the paint, but he's fouled. So we'll see who the foul is going to be on. It's the 17th foul on Brookdale, and they're going to get Hernandez with his first personal. So Spencer now at the line for two shots. First one up and good. Jameek Moore comes in for Jordan Hernandez for Brookdale. Donovan Spencer looking over at Coach Wareham. You see him there in the background standing up. Third-year head coach for the Dukes. 1 out of 2 from the line that time for Spencer. Brookdale spreading their offense out here in this possession. Coach Cisek there on the sidelines as well. And now Bradshaw traveled before he even had an opportunity to go into the lane. Another turnover there for Brookdale. 41-26. Still cling to a 15-point lead. Wallace hands off to Townsel. Alley-oop to Wallace. It was a little bit of a failed attempt there, but here's now Spencer driving in from the left wing and gets the shot to go with contact.
A tough shot by Spencer because Bradshaw was there forming a wall, but he went right at him and still scored.
Olakani, I think, was expecting some contact there, blew the layup. Now here comes Lunsford up the floor. Wallace, left arc three, back rim no good, rebound Olakani. Now here comes Brookdale with some numbers. Quickly up the floor. Cabrera spinning his way inside and gets the layup to go.
Yeah, when Cabrera's in the game, he's usually one of the first off the bench for the Jersey Blues, and he really brings a nice energy level when he's on the floor, and that time to finish in transition.
Ball was tipped out of bounds, last touched by Brookdale, so it'll stay here with Cumberland with 20 to shoot. Will be Tyler Lunsford inbounding with 20. Inbounds to Spencer, and now the Dukes will try to get something going here on this possession. Lunsford. Bounce pass out to Spencer for a three. This one back rim no good. Tipped out to Holmes. Holmes up the floor. Layup doesn't go. Rebound though, Olakani. Shot clock did not reset here for Brookdale. Bradshaw, top of the key, three, and he hits it.
And Bradshaw left wide open that time, and he has a nice high arcing release on that shot. He's made a couple of them in the first half.
Cumberland spreading their offense out here again on this possession. Spencer, weak pass over to Townsel, but he was able to get it. Shot clock down to 11. Townsel, the drive inside. High off the glass, doesn't go. Spencer fell down. And is there going to be a foul here? No, he just lost it out of bounds. There was some contact there in the paint. No call either way, and it's a turnover. Goes back to Brookdale. Cisek laughing about something on the sidelines. Not sure what was so funny there, but nonetheless found something humorous in that possession. Coach Cisek changed up his glasses. He broke his old pair, and anybody that wears glasses knows how frustrating that can be. You always want to have a backup in mind, and he had to go digging for a backup pair of rims and was able to buff them up, and now is wearing them on the sidelines. And Cabrera traveled inside. As LaRocca now probably will come in for Cabrera, and he does. 46-28. Here's Coach Cisek there, 26th season. Joseph Lovelet Jr. on the floor now for Cumberland, along with Lamine Carter. Kevin Clark also on the floor, so a whole different rotation here for Cumberland. As the shot clock starting to wind down. Carter the long two, back iron no good. Olakani tipped it out. Wallace along the post, along the baseline I should say, able to get the nice layup to go. And Coach Cisek will emphatically take a timeout. Down, Cumberland finds themselves down by 16. But nonetheless, Coach Cisek not too happy with the way that last possession played out. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here on Brookdale TV with 2:52 remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, and I think he was upset there because Olakani, trying to come up with a rebound, wound up back-tapping it out to a Cumberland player, giving them a second chance opportunity, which they then convert. So a couple different times we've seen Coach Cisek be very upset, still though his team up by 16.
So out of that timeout, we remind you our broadcast today is brought to you by Joyce's Subs and Pizza. They are located at 655 Newman Springs Road in Lincroft, New Jersey. You can call or order online at joycesubsandpizza.com. Jameek Moore will inbound with now some full court pressure being shown here by Cumberland. Holmes to Hernandez, and Hernandez not able to get the layup to go inside. It was a tough shot, having to switch hands in the process in the air, and now Hernandez is run over by Wallace, but it's a blocking foul on Hernandez. So for Hernandez, that's the second on him and the 8th now on the Jersey Blues. So Wallace now will be at the foul line for a 1-and-1. It's not a two-shot foul, 1-and-1. Wallace will make the first attempt, so he'll get another. Worked on the floor with LaRocca, Bradshaw, Moore, Holmes, and Cabrera. Wallace, one of the two from the line. Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll go back to Brookdale. Nice hustle there by Carter to tip it out. Cumberland again on the floor with Spencer, Lamine Carter. Just looking to see the other players. Joseph Lovett Jr., Reyes, and Clark. More inbounds to Cabrera. Once again, some full court pressure being shown here by Cumberland. Bradshaw, the foul shot jumper, off the front rim in.
Yeah, and that's all set up by the dribble penetration of Holmes there. He attracts the defense with how fast he is with the ball in his hands. That enables Bradshaw to get that open look and cash in.
Ooh, Clark fell down, no call, and now a traveling call finally on Clark, a late whistle. Clark tripped over his own foot as he was trying to go around a screen, and unfortunately there for Cumberland, yet another turnover. So I think Clark may have injured himself as he fell down to the floor. He stays on the court for the Dukes. Brookdale with the lead, 48-31. Holmes finds Bradshaw. Bradshaw right at Reyes and able to get the layup to go.
Bradshaw's been very good in this first half. He's had kind of an inside-outside game, made a couple of threes, but they've also found him underneath for some layups as well. And he's probably been their leading scorer along with Jameek Moore.
Carter with the tough shot and able to get it to go in the paint, but up ahead the other way. Moore answers right back with a layup of his own.
And it's just inexcusable off a made basket to not get back in transition, but Brookdale's able to push the basketball even when the other team scores. And that time Moore just got to the rim with ease.
Now here's Lovett Jr. back out to Carter. Carter back over to Clark. Clark left arc three. Back iron no good. Rebound Carter. Carter controlled it, but he couldn't handle it. It's taken away by Cabrera. And now Moore going coast to coast. Forces it up. No good. Rebound Spencer. Cumberland desperately needs a bucket here as Brookdale starting to pull away. Carter wide open. Right wing three. Got it. Lamine Carter with a nice shot. Cumberland desperately needed that. Now here comes Holmes. Holmes has it stripped out of his hands. It'll stay here with 27 to shoot.
But the amazing thing is that's about 4 seconds that passes between the made three and the time that Holmes gets all the way to the basket. They just waste no time, and he just has explosive speed with the basketball.
Shows you the speed of how quickly Brookdale can just get up the floor. Moore goes to the bench, in for him, LaRocca. As we're under a minute left to play here in the first half. LaRocca wide open for the three. Got it. And Brookdale continues to pad their lead now, 55-36. Carter trying to get it over to his teammate that was Lovett Jr., and it was taken away. Now Brookdale may hold for the final shot. It looks like they will. To try to go into the locker room with a made basket. Cabrera with three, lost it. Clark has it with one. The half-court heave doesn't go. So at halftime, 55-36. Brookdale leads, the #1 team in the country, trying to keep their undefeated streak this year of 24 games intact as they lead Cumberland by 19 going into the locker room. So we welcome you back into our broadcast booth. Tim Catalfemo alongside Brian Gouds. A pretty impressive first half performance for both teams, getting off to a pretty good start. But late in the first half, as we have seen so many times this year, Brookdale continues to pull away and now have started to find their rhythm. Cumberland searching for some answers on offense.
Yeah, and a lot of times with Brookdale, we talk about the first half being the area. If they do struggle at all, it usually is the first half, and then they come out in the second half and blow the doors off. Well, this game, they got off to the great start. Offensively, they were clicking. The ball was moving. 55 points on the board, on pace again for over 100. So they've done the job both ends of the floor, and look to close it out in the second half.
So Brookdale again leads 55-36. Second half coverage of this game from the Robert J. Collins Arena tonight here on Brookdale TV coming up after this. Brookdale TV, Tim Kendall alongside Brian Gowns with the rest of our BTV crew in the second game of our doubleheader this afternoon here in the Collins Arena. Brookdale Jersey Blues men's basketball team, the #1 team in the country, leads Cumberland 55-36 at halftime. We'll run through some first half stats in just a second as Ringel dribbles it off his foot. It's rebounded by LaRocca, but Bradshaw was on the baseline. First half stats for you. Cumberland led by Tyler Lunsford, 12 points in the first half, whereas Brookdale has been led by Kyle Bradshaw with a game-high 18 points. Jameek Moore has 10 to lead the Jersey Blues, and they have gotten off to a very good start. Still a long time left to go, however, in the second half. Cumberland not out of this just yet. Lunsford with 7 on the shot clock. Gives it off to Reyes. Reyes with 4, back to Lunsford. Desperation 3, doesn't fall. Rebound Bradshaw.
And you had the whole Cumberland bench there counting down the shot clock, making sure the team on the floor knew just how much time was left.
Ringel couldn't handle the pass, and now Ringel's going to pick up his 3rd personal foul as he shoved Lunsford down to the floor. So unfortunately for Matt Ringel, he's going to probably have to check out of the game. Actually, no, he's going to stay in for now.
I think he thought he was going to the bench, but they didn't get a change in time. Now Olakani's going to the scorer's table.
Olakani most likely will come in for Ringel at the next buzzer. Now here's Wallace. Back out to Spencer. Spencer now over to Lunsford. Shot clock starting to wind down. Here's Wallace. Wallace with the drive. The right-hand layup doesn't go, but he's fouled. And if this one is on Kyle Bradshaw, and I believe it is, I think this will be his 2nd personal. I'll check that. It's actually going to be called on Bradshaw, but I'm mistaken, it's only his 1st. So now Haashim Wallace at the foul line for 2 shots. First one on the way, front rim no good. And now out comes Matt Ringel, in for him Zach Olakani, as we expected a few moments ago. As Ringel picked up his 3rd personal, he takes a seat on the bench. And now 2nd foul shot for Wallace from the line, no good again, so missed them both. Now here's Olakani into the game and was trying to get over to Bradshaw, was partially deflected out of bounds by Wallace, so he'll stay here on this side of the floor with 24 on the shot clock. Holmes will inbound. Gets it into LaRocca. Now back over to Olakani. LaRocca, left arc 3. That one doesn't fall. Rebound tracked down by Hawkins, and Hawkins threw it away. It's going to go back to Brookdale as Spencer couldn't handle the pass. Another turnover there for Cumberland.
Yeah, Spencer just wasn't even expecting it. Didn't get turned around in time there. And an unforced error for Cumberland, which when you're down by 19, you want to limit those as much as possible.
Moore, long 3. Left it short. Reyes the rebound. Both these two teams have been scoreless the last 2 minutes. Dribbling out of bounds there. Wallace going back to Brookdale. Turnovers just impacting both of these two teams. As we are 2 minutes into the first half, Brookdale still leads 55-36. Holmes with the basketball. Now over to LaRocca. LaRocca nowhere to go. Now back over to Holmes. Cumberland now in a 2-3 zone defense. Olakani, long 2 if it goes. Rims out, no good. And now here come the Dukes up the floor with some energy. Lunsford into the corner for Spencer. Along the baseline. He was on the baseline. Another turnover there as Coach Wareham cannot believe it.
Yeah, I think he probably expected there was going to be a foul called there on Jameek Moore as that baseline drive was going on. Instead, though, a turnover.
Bradshaw back out to Moore. Moore, long two. Step back is good.
Yep, just a nice move that time. He sold the fact that he was going to go to the basket, but then stopped, stepped back a foot, and knocks down the jumper.
So now Cumberland trying to search for some answers here. Wallace got two men in the air, missed the layup. Rebound Hawkins, and Hawkins able to get on the board, the leading scorer for Cumberland, who has been sidelined for much of this game with some foul issues, puts 2 points on the board. Olakani, tough shot, back iron no good, rebound Hawkins.
May have gotten away with an extra step there as he was working down low.
Lunsford, that would have been a long three had he taken that shot, thought better of it. Now here's Donovan Spencer, swinging it around to Lunsford, right wing three, good.
Yeah, just nice execution there. The little touch pass there from the baseline to the corner. That's where the open look was, and Cumberland trying to climb back into this game.
Bradshaw back out to Moore. Shot clock starting to wind down here, and now a foul here on S.J. Hawkins instead.
Do we know how to say that first name, by the way?
I was going to give it a shot, but I'll wait for him to go to the line. That way we can put the graphic up. That way people can understand how difficult that is to pronounce. It's actually not going to be on Hawkins. It's on Spencer. My apologies. It's a second personal on him.
I just wonder how many people have that name in the world.
It's a very interesting name. I'll say it in just a second here as soon as we get a timeout. Here is S.J. Hawkins with the drive. Count the basket and one. As I said, Hawkins has been quiet in this game, the leading scorer. And now he'll try to go to the line for an N1. Foul is on Olakani.
So now's your chance.
So it's Stevynjamaad Hawkins. I think that's correct. That would be my best guess. I asked the coaching staff prior as Hawkins completes the three-point play exactly how to pronounce it, and they said, you know what, I'll just make it easy on you. Just say SJ. So I said, okay, as long as he's okay with that, it's fine with me. Makes my job easier. But anyway, Hawkins completes a three-point play. Now Cumberland starting to eat into the Brookdale lead. They're down by 13. Olakani with the feed from Bradshaw doesn't go. Tip up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Wallace. And now Cumberland starting to sense some new life here in the second half. Lunsford, Reyes. Not sure if that was a pass or a shot. It's taken away. Now here comes Brookdale up the floor with Bradshaw to the hole. He's fouled on Wallace, and Wallace can't believe it.
Boy, yeah, he had some reaction there with the official. That's one where he could have teed him up, but I think he thought he didn't get any of Bradshaw there. Thought it was good transition defense, and that's his third personal foul.
So now Kyle Bradshaw at the foul line for two shots, as Brian mentioned. First one up and good. Yeah, I thought that was a clean block on Wallace, but I might be mistaken. So Bradshaw now at the line, shooting 75% in the year, 1 out of 2 this time. 58-44, Brookdale leads. Here's Wallace now playing with 3 personal fouls. Looking to go somewhere with the basketball. Now back out to Lunsford. Wallace. Now over to Spencer. Reyes, long 2. Hawkins the rebound and puts it in, and the foul. Coach Cisek not happy on the other end of the floor, but for Hawkins now, he has an opportunity to try to complete 2 3-point plays within the last minute and a half for Cumberland.
Yeah, and you can sense now that the momentum of this game has turned in the direction of Cumberland, and it's been Hawkins who's led the way. This is now his second chance at a 3-point play of the second half.
Hawkins rims out. The foul is on... That was on LaRocca, but now we have another whistle. Is this on Coach Cisek? I'm not sure.
Did they get a technical? I think they must have.
This might be a technical on Coach Cisek. Not over just yet. I don't know if this was a technical foul on Coach Cisek or a technical foul on the team. Officials still trying to sort this out. Now Brookdale has the ball, so I don't know what that was all about, Brian. Official pointed as if there was a technical foul, and I don't know if they reversed it or what, but now Brookdale's got the ball back.
And it looked like Cumberland was ready, getting set to shoot technical free throws, so I'm not sure.
It's a puzzler. LaRocca has his shot blocked by Hawkins. It'll go back to Cumberland.
Emphatic rejection that time by Hawkins.
But you're right, Brian. The momentum in this building has definitely shifted in Cumberland's favor. Remember, they were down by 19 at halftime. They're within 12, and they're going on a run here the last few minutes to try to cut back into this Brookdale lead.
Brookdale's only scored 3 points in the second half.
Spencer with the shot clock now starting to wind down here for Cumberland. Lunsford near midcourt. Down the 5. 3, Lunsford in the lane, lays it in. It's a 10-point game. And now here comes Holmes quickly up the floor, dumping it off to Cabrera. And now Brookdale wisely will try to set up and make good use of this possession and work for a good shot. Bradshaw, long 2, good. Actually, they're going to call it a 3. I thought it was a long 2, but instead they call it a 3, 61-48.
And just when Brookdale was struggling, he's been the guy today talking about Bradshaw, who's had the answers. Their high scorer in the game now with over 20 points.
Wallace hands off to Lunsford. Alley-oop to Wallace, and he throws it down.
You can't do it any better than that. Just a perfect lob pass right on the money. And again, Cumberland continues to play well here in the second half, getting back in this game. They're gotten their bench excited again as well.
You see the replay there, long 2 there from the corner by Cabrera. It's actually a 3 again. I thought it was on the line, but the officials say it's a 3, 64-50. Some contact there in the paint, an offensive foul on Reyes. And now a technical foul on Reyes. Maybe not. I thought the officials were going to call Reyes with a technical foul after he was arguing with the call. It's just 2 on Reyes. They called him for a moving screen, but it's the second personal on him. I apologize. I thought the officials had blown an extra whistle to signal a technical foul. That's not the case. Bradshaw, turnaround jumper in the lane. Back iron, no good. Rebound, Reyes. Cumberland again still hanging around, down by 14. Wallace on the drive. Reverse layup is good. And a timeout taken by Coach Wareham on the sidelines for Cumberland. He is not happy with his team. It'll be a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it here on Brookdale TV. 64-52. Brian, as we said, momentum has sort of shifted. Brookdale's been maintaining this double-digit lead from some nice three-pointers from from Bradshaw and Cabrera, but other than that, they haven't had a whole lot of offense to show in this second half, and Cumberland has slowly started to take advantage of that.
Yeah, this might be a game that tightens up here as we go down the stretch, but in the last couple of minutes, something else to notice is just how the tempers have been flaring. It seems like on both sides, but led by Cumberland. And you wonder if that disrupts this run that they've been on the last few minutes to get closer.
So tempers flaring, emotions high here in the Collins Arena for a very crucial game on both sides of the basketball. Remember, Brookdale's trying to keep this perfect season going. They're #1 in the country. Cumberland has won 9 of their last 10. And if Cumberland could get a win, it would be huge in the Region 19 Conference. More double team, dangerous pass cross court. Hawkins tipped it out of bounds, going back to Cumberland. It was last touch there by Cabrera. Christopher Bobo is back on the floor as Luis Reyes went to the bench during the last timeout for Cumberland. And now an offensive foul on Cumberland. Away from the basketball, Coach Wareham not happy at all. It's a foul on Spencer, and that's his third personal. So now Cumberland, the last couple of possessions, starting to run into some foul trouble. And if I will say so, Brian, this is kind of killing the momentum that Cumberland had just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, a couple of offensive fouls, both of them on plays taking place away from the basketball and giving Brookdale possession once again.
Moore over to Holmes. Cabrera finds Olakani in the corner. Shot clock down to 5. Olakani over to Cabrera. Cabrera couldn't handle it. Taken away by Bobo. Now Lunsford up to Wallace. Right at Olakani, and Olakani fouled him as Olakani got hit in the stomach after committing the foul. So Olakani commits his second personal. Olakani may have actually gotten hit in lower, actually, than the stomach area, near the groin area, actually. I think that was Wallace who was going in to the basket. Hits the first attempt from the line. Wallace had 17 points, 10 rebounds in the win over Middlesex a few evenings ago. 1 out of 2 once again, this time from the line. 64-53. Moore. Cross-court pass to Holmes. Bradshaw, nice find, lays it in the paint. 66-53. Lunsford to Wallace. Wallace threw it away, but it stays here actually with Cumberland as Brookdale touched it last. 17 to shoot. Lunsford looking, gets it into Wallace. Brookdale staying in the man-to-man defense. They've been in there the entire game. Lunsford, long 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound, Hawkins. Hawkins and 1 again.
Boy, he's been the king of the and 1 play here in the second half. This is going to be his third chance, and I believe all 3 of them have come off offensive rebounds of his own, and he's gone right back up and in.
So 66-55, Hawkins can make this a 10-point game. Foul was on Jameek Moore, his second personal, and the Brookdale Jersey Blues' 6th team foul. Hawkins completes the 3-point play. Matt Ringel is going to check in with 3 personal fouls, I believe, for Zach Olakani, who doesn't look so good the last few minutes after getting hit there by Hawkins on the most recent foul Olakani committed. He goes back to the bench. I'm not sure, maybe a leg injury or something below the stomach, but Olakani will go to the bench for a few minutes. Moore to Bradshaw, feed to Ringel. Ringel and 1 this time.
Yeah, and I don't think it's any coincidence that it was while Ringel was on the floor that Cumberland mounted this run, because when he's on the court, he just brings such a presence both ends, but especially defensive, and that time he comes in, immediately gets an and 1 opportunity.
Foul is on Luciano Lebrano. Ringel completes a 3-point play. The only problem with Ringel is he's got 3 personal fouls. He's got to be careful he doesn't pick up his 4th. Wallace along the baseline, now back out to Lebrano. 3 there from, that was Lunsford in the corner, not able to get it to go. Brookdale with some numbers, with Bradshaw to the hole, finishes it. And now Brookdale back up to a 15-point lead. Hawkins runs right in the Ringel, but was able to get it out to one of his teammates as an outlet pass. Lebrano, tough shot, off the glass and in.
Boy, that was tough, but a nice smooth move to the basket.
Cabrera, that long 2 doesn't go. Hawkins now with the basketball right at Moore. Offensive foul on S.J. Hawkins. It's the 3rd foul on Hawkins. Hawkins has not had a very good afternoon. The leading scorer for Cumberland was on the bench for the majority of the first half with some foul trouble. He remains on the floor with 3 personal fouls. Moore, the long NBA range 3 is good.
It's just amazing the accuracy he has on that jumper, shooting it at that distance. I mean, it's at least 3 feet clear of the arc.
And Luciano Lebrano answers right back with a 3 of his own. And a timeout by Coach Cisek. Full timeout on the floor. Very emphatic about that as we take a look at this last bucket there by Lebrano. Nothing but net. 9:26 remaining. Full timeout on the floor. We'll take a break.
Soy un poco introvertido. En una universidad grande me podría haber estado perdido en la muchedumbre, pero Brookdale me ayudó a encontrar mi voz. Mis consejeros y profesores creyeron en mí. Por graduación realicé una pasantía con JP Morgan Chase. Yo soy Justin Melendez y yo vine a Brookdale para aprender sobre negocios. Nunca imaginé que aprendería tanto sobre mí.
I joined the paralegal program at Brookdale, and I got a great base to build a career on. Now I'm working as a paralegal at Ansel, Grimm & Aaron, and I love it. I'm Michelle McCarran, and I went to Brookdale for a new start. I never imagined I would find my calling. When I was divorced, I needed to rediscover who I was. I had no career or college degree.
Back here in the Robert J. Collins Arena, 9:28 remaining. Here in the second half, Tim Catalfamo alongside Brian Goudsworth, the rest of our BTV crew here on a doubleheader this afternoon. The Brookdale Jersey Blues women's basketball team was victorious in a dominating win earlier today against the Cumberland Lady Dukes. However, whether or not Brookdale gets the win this afternoon, it won't be as dominating of a performance. Cumberland has hung around, and they are still in this game, down 74-61 now. Out of that last timeout, Moore another 3. This one's an air ball, and Hawkins snatches it out of the air. Wallace, guarded by Cabrera. Lebrano, another 3. Rims out, no good. Rebound, Ringel. Holmes, now to Cabrera in the corner. Bradshaw, tough shot, able to get it to go. Kyle Bradshaw has been unbelievable in this game. Had 18 points in the first half and now is continuing to add to that here in the second. Hawkins. Now here's Reyes back on the floor. Reyes over Olakani. Excuse me, that's actually Moore. It's a blocking foul instead on Moore. But it's going to be a foul on the floor, so it won't send Reyes to the foul line. Cumberland seems to think that it is. And now the officials will actually say that it is going to be a shot for Reyes. It's going to be a 1-and-1 because it's the 17th foul on Brookdale. Would have ordinarily been on the floor if it wasn't for the 17th foul. So just waiting momentarily for Kyle Bradshaw to finish tying his shoe. Again, Moore the personal foul, his 3rd. And now we're going to have a lane violation as Cumberland jumped early, so that negates the foul shot there by Reyes. So nothing seeming to go right for Cumberland, no breaks. Moore, nice jumper, good.
Yeah, and Brookdale's put the pressure back on here ever since Cumberland went on that run to get closer. Jameek Moore happened pretty much. He made that long 3. That time the shot from 2-point range, and Brookdale's built the lead back again.
Off the top of the backboard, no good for Clark there, but Hawkins is there to follow it up. 8 minutes left here in the second half. Cabrera, jumper from the corner, doesn't fall. Rebound Ringel, and Ringel is fouled by Hawkins, and I think that's going to be the 4th personal foul on S.J. Hawkins.
Well, he's been a lot more of a factor here in the second half than he was in the first, sitting out due to foul trouble, but as you said, that's his 4th. He'll likely be forced to sit as Cumberland set to make a substitution.
So Hawkins will go out. Again, disappointing afternoon for S.J. Hawkins, the leading scorer, averages 16 points, but has spent the majority of the first half on the bench. And now will most likely sit for a good number of minutes as Ringel gets 1 of the 2 from the foul line. Long 2 there by Clark from the corner. Back iron no good. Moore, another rebound, up ahead Holmes. Holmes in the paint, dumps it off to Ringel. Ringel couldn't finish the play. And now here comes Cumberland up the floor. Wallace to Lebrano. Finds the open man, that's Spencer. The 3 doesn't go. Hawkins, though, the and 1 underneath. So Wallace, another and 1 for Cumberland in this second half. Gets the 2 to go underneath the basket, and now 79-65. Cumberland finds themselves down. Fouls on Bradshaw, it's his second personal. Christopher Bobo comes into the game for Cumberland. Short on the first attempt to try to complete the 3-point play for Wallace's shot, but there's a foul again on the floor on Brookdale. And I think it's on Bradshaw again. So now Bradshaw picks up 2 quick fouls. It's the 3rd, and this is going to be more foul shots from the line now for Cumberland because this is the 9th team foul on Brookdale.
It's kind of a double whammy there. Bradshaw's played so well today. You don't want to see him be forced into foul trouble, but then you give Cumberland a 1-and-1 opportunity, and now another attempt for Bobo.
So Christopher Bobo at the foul line made the first attempt. Try to complete the second. And he does. 79-67. Just when Brookdale thinks they can put Cumberland away, Cumberland has been able to go on a mini run to claw themselves within striking distance. Holmes, as Cumberland switches to a zone defense. Along the baseline, back out to Cabrera. Shot clock starting to wind down. Moore, the 3 is short. The rebound to Lebrano, who had it all knocked around, still no call on the floor, and now a foul on Cabrera. There's a lot of contact there as Lebrano was trying to secure the rebound. And now this puts Brookdale in the double bonus as Cabrera picks up his second.
Yeah, and the double bonus with almost 7 full minutes still to go. That's a good opportunity for Cumberland that every foul will result in 2 free throws the rest of the way. It's a good way to get back into a game that you're down by 12 points.
So Kevin Clark, the freshman guard from Miami, Florida. Long way playing here on Cumberland. Bends at the knees. First attempt is short. Cumberland has not given themselves any favors or helped themselves out in any way from the foul line. They are not shooting all that accurately here during this game. As you said, Brian, some opportunities that they just can't seem to pass up at the foul line. It's an air ball that time. Didn't even hit the rim there for Clark. So wasted opportunity from the foul line for the Dukes as Clark will come out of the game, and back in for him, Tyler Lunsford. Under 7 to play. 2-3 zone once again for Cumberland. Moore had it go through his legs, taken away by Wallace. Wallace to the hole, may have gotten away with an extra step, missed the layup, rebound Ringel. And now Brookdale with some numbers. Cabrera to Moore. Moore the long 2, front rim no good, rebound pulled down by Bobo, and Bobo is fouled again by Cabrera. Coach Cisek just shakes his head in disappointment.
And it's not a good foul because it's going to result in free throws, but Bobo already had secured the rebound. There was nothing Cabrera was going to do there to come away with the ball, so it's just a foul that doesn't serve a lot of purpose.
So once again, Christopher Bobo on the foul line. Try to make better on this trip from the line, and the rim's out again. Sacco Lacani comes in for Jameek Moore, along with Kenny LaRocca, who will check in for Frez Cabrera. Cabrera's got 3 personal fouls. So now add him to the list of players on Brookdale's roster that have run into some foul trouble. Missed them both from the line, did Bobo. And Cumberland might be shooting themselves in the foot with these missed opportunities from the foul line. Shot clock starting to wind down. Holmes in the paint, back out LaRocca, straight on three. No good. Rebound Wallace. Wallace, Lebrano, left wing three. Hit the side of the backboard, no good. Rebound Olakani. Brookdale up the floor with Holmes. Holmes to the rim, and he lays it in with two hands. 81-67. Brookdale in command right now with a 14-point lead. Cumberland starting to run into some time. Ball is deflected. It'll stay here with the Dukes. 23 to shoot. So we have some substitutions. S.J. Hawkins comes back onto the floor along with Luis Reyes and Donovan Spencer. So it's Lunsford, Wallace, Spencer, Reyes, and Hawkins on the floor for Cumberland. Here's Hawkins with 4 personal fouls. The fadeaway doesn't go. Got his own rebound. Over to Lunsford. Lunsford not able to get the N1 to go, but he's fouled to go to the line.
It's right around the time of the game as you look at head coach Willis Wareham right there. But with just over 5 minutes remaining in a 14-point game, Cumberland has to make another move here. They made one pretty good run at the beginning of the half, got it to around 10, but proved not to be enough. They're going to have another run in them to make this closer.
Lunsford, the freshman from Vinland, New Jersey, able to hit the first attempt from the line. Rims out on the second. Coach Cisek looking on. 81-68. Brookdale in control. Holmes. Now we're to Bradshaw. Brookdale could use some clock here. Olakani almost walked with it. Now it's taken away by Hawkins. Hawkins to the paint. Blocked away by Olakani, but Olakani also is going to pick up a personal foul. Watch this again. Let's see if there is some contact here. And not much, Brian. Just barely grazed Hawkins' backside as Olakani was trying to get back in front.
It was probably
a
pretty good acting job there on the part of Hawkins.
81-68. Hawkins now again at the line. Only shooting 58% from the free throw line this year. First one back iron, no good. Several misses this afternoon for Cumberland from the line. Hasn't been necessarily one player, it's been the team. As a team, they only shoot 62%, but in a tight game like this, Brian, they just cannot afford these misses from the charity stripe. As Hawkins again misses it both. Wallace is fouled, and he goes back to the line again. So either one or two things are going to happen here. Either Brookdale's going to have all their players foul out of the game, or Cumberland's going to make a foul shot.
Yeah, Ringel's out of the game now, and you thought with over 6 minutes to go, Cumberland having the benefit of Brookdale being over the foul limit would help them, but they keep missing free throws, so it hasn't really mattered.
Wallace finally able to make an attempt from the line. Ringel arguing his case with Coach Cisek, who is, again, fouled out of the game. Hawkins, that's Wallace, 1 of the 2 from the line. It's got to be frustrating for Coach Wareham on the sidelines to see this. In this game right now, having several opportunities from the foul line, but just can't seem to hit one. Moore is fouled this time by Hawkins, and speaking of players foul out of the game, if this is on Hawkins, he's gone.
Reyes is set to check in.
They will call it on Christopher Bobo instead, so a sigh of relief there from the Cumberland bench. Hawkins playing with 4 fouls. Moore now at the foul line. First attempt, no good. And Brookdale not doing themselves any favors either, as they're still allowing the door to be open for Cumberland. Wareham there on the sidelines, third-year head coach. Back iron no good again for Moore. So both teams struggling from the foul line in this second half in the late stages. Timeout is going to be taken by Cumberland. It'll be a full timeout. 4:27 left here in the game. Come back for the conclusion after this.
My divorce attorney was so supportive. Working with her helped me realize I have what it takes for a career in law. I joined the paralegal program at Brookdale, and I got a great base to build a career on. Now I'm working as a paralegal at Ansel, Aaron, and I love it. I'm Michelle Mulcairn, and I went to Brookdale for a new start. I never imagined I would find my calling.
I'm more than just a college student. I'm a marathon runner, a volunteer, and a philanthropist. I'm an employee. I'm a future master's degree holder. I believe the path to a better world is paved with a million small steps. Thanks to Brookdale, I'm already halfway there. My name is Killian Warman, and I came to Brookdale to explore my passions. I never imagined.
Back here in the Robert G. Collins Arena, 4:27 remaining here in the ball game. The number one team in the country, Brookdale, trying to hold on and withstand a late game charge by Cumberland, but Cumberland has shot themselves in the foot multiple times with not able to hit from the foul line. Matt Ringel has fouled out of the game, and there's not the only player that's in foul trouble for Brookdale. Cumberland is not immune from that either. They have several players that are on the verge of having some problems with fouls. But for Ringel going out of the game at around the 5-minute mark, it's certainly a huge loss, and Brookdale's going to have somebody that's going to step up and help down low. Cumberland has the ball. Lunsford will inbound. Gets it in to Wallace. Wallace, some contact on Moore. No call, and able to get the tough shot to go with contact. It's a 10-point game. Bradshaw, again, coming up crucial down the stretch with a nice jumper. He leads the team right now with scoring. Lunsford, the three, wide open, doesn't go. Long rebound to Moore. Moore going coast to coast, goes over Reyes, count the basket and one.
Yeah, one thing that you always hear in basketball that you have to do defensively is to stop the basketball. And that time the Dukes were unable to, as Moore was able to force the issue, take it inside, and now a chance at a big three-point play.
So for Reyes, that's his third personal foul. And Moore will complete the three-point play. 86-71. Cumberland starting to run out of time. Wallace, tough shot, fouled again as he bumps into our camera on the way to the foul line. Olakani will pick up the technical, and that's the fourth on Zach Olakani. So as I said, many players on the verge of fouling out. As Wallace able to rattle it in. Wallace averages 15.5 points a game. Again, only 1 out of 2 from the line. 86-72. Olakani. Traveled. Wallace now trying to get Cumberland back into this game. Spencer again is fouled inside. And this is getting ugly now for Brookdale as the fouls just continue to add up. Olakani has 4. Now Bradshaw, the leading scorer in this game for Brookdale, has 4 as well. And Donovan Spencer now at the foul line. First one is good.
And of course, Brookdale's already lost Matt Ringel on fouls, so he's on the bench for the rest of this game. And yep, feel his loss when he's not on the court because he's such an impactful player.
Spencer 2 for 2. Kevin Clark comes in for Donovan Spencer, who will go to the sidelines for a quick breather. Cumberland now back in the man-to-man defense. And now he is fouled here by Lunsford, way away from the three-point line. So now that is the 10th team foul on Cumberland. For Lunsford, it doesn't hurt him too bad. It's only his first personal, but possibly some strategy here for Coach Wareham fouling early. Maybe trying to extend this game. Holmes' first attempt is good. Donovan Spencer comes into the game. Coming out, Kevin Clark. And Tariq Holmes, the 6-foot freshman from Bayonne, New Jersey. Makes them both from the line. Holmes usually not someone who puts up a tremendous amount of points on the board, but he's someone who has some of the quickest hands I've ever seen being able to steal balls away from his opponents. As a long three there by Bobo is good, and a timeout immediately called by Cumberland. Coach Cisek not happy with, I don't know if it was Holmes or LaRocca, but somebody who obviously had Bobo man-to-man did not close out on him. And now 88-76.
Hello, my name is Shakesha Andrews. I'm from Long Beach, New Jersey. I'm a point guard, and Brookdale is where I started my career and played basketball.
Hi, my name is Katie Malloy. I'm from Ocean Township, New Jersey. I'm the center on the women's basketball team, and Brookdale for me is a stepping stone between high school and college.
Sorry. Hi, my name is Nicolette Cooper. I'm from Middletown, New Jersey, and my position is forward. Brookdale to me is a place to further my education and to meet new people.
My name is Caleb Fletcher. I'm from Freelborough High School. I play the guard position, and Brookdale is a 2-year school to start off my career and my basketball career.
My name is Alexis Espada, and I'm from Matawan, New Jersey. I play the forward and guard position, and Brookdale is important to me because...
Back here in the Robert J. Collins Arena, 2:55 remaining. Brookdale leads 88-77. As I said before we went away to that commercial break, Coach Cisek was angry with either Tariq Holmes or Kenny LaRocca. I couldn't tell. Somebody left Christopher Bobo wide open and allowed him to drain that three. And once again, Brian, Cumberland hanging around in this game, but they're starting to run out of time.
Yeah, and they're going to show some press here in the back court. We'll see if Brookdale's able to defeat it.
Olakani is bumped by Bobo, and now because both teams have maxed out with team fouls, it's not even close at this point. Olakani will automatically go for 2 shots at the line.
Yeah, we might be here a while, this final 2:49 with the amount of free throws it could be taken.
First half went by in record time, but second half not so much. This has been slow and in some ways painful, as Olakani not able to hit the first attempt from the line. A couple of players fouling out. Matt Ringel, one of them for Brookdale. And several on the verge of picking up their 5th foul. Olakani is one of them. Makes one of the 2. 89-77. Brookdale's gone back to a 2-3 zone. Lunsford tried to flip it inside to Spencer. Now here's Bradshaw. Threw it away to nobody. And it's picked up by Wallace. And now here comes Cumberland. 1-on-2, Wallace to the hole, and Wallace doesn't have the position. Flips it over to Hawkins. Hawkins deflected, taken away by Moore. So Cumberland had the opportunity, but squandered it. And now Moore fouled here at midcourt, I believe, by Spencer. And for Spencer, that's now his 4th foul. Tell you what, Brian, if we don't finish this game quickly, we're going to have players fouling out left and right because we are so tight.
And there's probably about 4 players in this game who have 4 personals now, about 2 on each side, so who knows what the future holds. Brookdale, though, up by 13, so it's a pretty secure lead.
So Jameek Moore, 6'5" sophomore from Hackensack, New Jersey. At 10 points in the first half, continuing to build on that. Now 91-77. Wallace runs right into a wall. Wanted contact, no call. Olakani takes it away. Now Olakani still dribbling with the basketball. Gets it over to Holmes. Brookdale doesn't necessarily have to shoot here. They have such a big lead, and now Moore will be fouled from behind by Lunsford. Coach Wareham expressing some frustration on his sidelines.
And Moore is the wrong guy to put at the line just because he shoots it so well, near 90%. It's almost automatic from the free throw line.
Moore once again, nothing but net. 92-77. See Coach Wareham there on the sidelines. Well, can't say Cumberland didn't have opportunities at Brookdale. But foul shooting predominantly the problem. Lunsford, desperation 3 doesn't go. Rebound knocked around, controlled by Spencer. Shot clock does reset. Now here's Lunsford again. Nowhere to go. Spencer fouled on Bradshaw, and Bradshaw is going to foul out of the game. So
Bradshaw gets a nice hand, though, from this crowd for his performance today. It was impressive. Coach Cisek instructing him there before he goes to the bench.
Bradshaw obviously frustrated, but he will go to the bench after having a pretty good afternoon. Spencer at the line completes the first of 2-shot foul. So now the dominoes have begun to fall as far as teams with players reaching their 5th foul. Spencer 2 for 2. Cumberland going to show some pressure here. As sort of a last-ditch effort. Cabrera had it taken away. Now here comes Cumberland. Clark. Bounce pass to Spencer. Donovan Spencer, rather, and he lays it in with the left hand. Quick 4 points for Cumberland. A full timeout is taken by Cumberland. 1:19 remaining. Back after this.
I continue my education and to play basketball here.
My name is Brianna Bowen. I'm from Neptune, New Jersey, and my position is a forward. Brookdale to me is a place for education and to play basketball.
My name is Tariq Holmes. I'm a freshman. I'm a point guard. I'm at Brookdale to further my basketball career.
I recruited this man. He's like a stepson to me. Just like, he's not really. He don't give me any money.
Hey, get out of
nothing.
here. Get out of here.
Brookdale, Jersey Blue.
Back here in the Collins Arena, getting ready to close things out on our doubleheader this afternoon. We thank you for continuing to stick with us here on Brookdale TV. 1:19 remaining. Tim Catalfamo alongside Brian Goudsward. The rest of our BTV crew. Brookdale, the #1 team in the country, trying to remain undefeated. And if they can take down Cumberland, that'll then be 25 wins on the year. 19-0 in Region 19 play. For Coach Cisek, it'll be his 516th career win. And then for Brookdale, they just have 3 more regular season games left. Community College of Philadelphia on Tuesday. That's a road game. They'll travel down to Philly. Post-Super Bowl parade, which will be, I'm sure, a little easier with the traffic, before they come back here on Thursday with Ocean at home, and then they close out on Saturday, next Saturday, up at Northampton. Holmes up ahead to Cabrera. And Cabrera fouled by Hawkins. I think now Hawkins is gone as he's fouled out.
So it'll be the second casualty, one on each side.
So Cabrera will be at the line for 2 shots. And now some heavy substitutions going on for Cumberland. Hawkins checks out of the game, obviously because he's got 5 fouls. Kevin Clark comes out. And in for Clark, Brian Townsel. So Cabrera now at the foul line. Front rim no good in the first attempt. 6'2" freshman, Perth Amboy, New Jersey. Cabrera only shooting 53% from the line this year. Makes one of the 2. Cumberland taking a lot of time here on this possession. They have to hurry up here. Down by 13. Bobo, the feed inside to Spencer. Is going to be an offensive foul or a block on Moore. They're going to say it's a block on Jameek Moore. Yeah. Coach Cisek just shakes his head. Let's watch this again, Brian. I'm not sure about this. Well, maybe a good call, as Moore was kind of moving. So, yeah, good call by the officials on the sideline. Certainly not to the liking of Coach Cisek. It's the 4th on Moore. And now if Spencer can complete this foul shot, it makes it a 10-point game. Holmes in the Olakani. Cumberland not choosing the foul here right away. Seconds ticking away. Moore's now got the ball. Still no foul being committed by Cumberland. Moore double teamed. And now Holmes is finally fouled. I don't know what the delay there was for Cumberland.
Well, I think they were just trying to trap as much as possible in hopes of getting a steal, but once it doesn't work in those first 10 or so seconds, you really have to make sure you foul as quickly as possible. Otherwise, too much time ticks away, and now down to 34.7.
Well, now Holmes at the foul line. First attempt, rolls off the rim, no good. Both teams have just not had much luck from the foul line this afternoon, particularly Cumberland. And I think when you go back and you look at this game, if you're Coach Wareham, you're going to look at all those missed foul attempts from the line that really cost you late in the game. Foul here on Holmes. Coach Cisek just cannot believe it. It's the second on Holmes. Coach Cisek not happy, but yet he still has a smile on his face. I think he's just delirious at this point. As many of us are. I don't know what the official count of how many fouls it is in this second half, but it has taken all the energy out of the building.
I mean, each team is probably around upwards of 15 fouls.
At least. Coach Cisek takes a seat.
And he was disgusted at the last one.
Townsel missed them both. And now I would be surprised here if Cumberland decides to foul. Shot clock has not turned off. Brookdale cannot hold till the clock expires. And for Brookdale, obviously they will improve. They will win here today. They will remain the #1 team in the country. 25-0. Cumberland will fall. Disappointing effort. The shot clock just expires there. Again, Brookdale didn't really even have to shoot with 3.2 remaining. Cumberland will fall to 19-6 and 16-4 in conference play. Final seconds now. Bobo, the half-court chuck, goes into the grandstands behind the backboard, and Brookdale. Cumberland made it interesting, but Brookdale nonetheless will get away with a win. 95-84 in the Collins Arena. They remain undefeated this year, undefeated at home and undefeated overall in Region 19 play. So pretty impressive effort So we welcome you back inside to our broadcast booth. Tim Catalfemo alongside Brian Gounsworth, the rest of our BTV crew. You know, Brian, when you look at this game, Brookdale certainly had game in control for the majority of the afternoon, but Cumberland had many, and I would say multiple opportunities late in the game to try to cut into the Brookdale lead, but they missed several foul shots from the line, and both teams didn't shoot the ball all that well from the foul line in the second half. We saw multiple players foul out of the game, so it turned into an ugly match, but nonetheless, a win is still a win, and Brookdale still undefeated this season.
Yeah, and I think that's key, though, for Cumberland, because Brookdale had maxed out in terms of fouls very early on, still better than 6 minutes to go there, but yet Cumberland could not take advantage. They kept missing free throws. That would have given them a chance to get close or mount another run to get closer in this game. It just didn't happen for them. And then down the stretch, Brookdale made enough plays to come away with the victory to keep up this undefeated season.
So Brookdale again remains undefeated. They take down Cumberland this afternoon in the Collins Arena, 95-84. Our next telecast here on BTV will be on Thursday when the men and the women welcome the Ocean County Vikings into the building. It'll be the season finale game for both of those two teams here in the Collins Arena. The men will actually play first. They'll play at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, whereas the women will play at 7 p.m. Eastern Time here on Brookdale TV. So for our entire BTV staff, for Brian Gounsworth, I'm Tim Catalfemo, who's losing his headset. It's been a very long day here in the Collins Arena. We thank you for joining us for our Hall of Fame coverage, and we'll see you next time on Thursday from the Collins Arena in Lincroft, New Jersey. Have a good night, everybody.